Congratulations, I guess you made it to part 4, if you're watching this in order. Um, I just wanted to say I missed International Water Day yesterday. I was kind of busy, so didn't have anything to say about it, but I was talking about ocean nations and desalination plants, and so I thought that maybe that's important. I had mentioned this a while back in an article. Um, the desalination plants could be used on the coast of California to take in seawater and turn it into something for putting out fires. And now I know that's a long distance, possibly. Lakes could do the same thing or something, but um, if they had a good amount, like a reservoir or something, or many of them made by desalination plants, they wouldn't have to worry about drought as much. Desalination is, if you're not in the know about that, it gets rid of the salt water, the microorganisms sifted away, and I'm sure they can do a better job these days. It's been around for a while. So that's what that is. That's my little bit on International Water Day. I mean, everyone needs water. They say it's nature's stabilizer in science, and so I was going to shift gears a little bit today and talk more about something maybe spiritual and scientific. Basically, we understand that the universe is probably, or we know this to be a fact, that the universe is infinite in scope, meaning infinite in size, which is hard to wrap your mind around. I mean, I tried, just thinking, oh, okay, how much space is that? And my mind can't quite reach infinite, or at least it couldn't at that age when I tried. So anyway, the universe being infinite is what I believe. I think it makes sense that you can travel in any direction and not, if you look back, like in the old game Asteroids, I don't know if anyone knows that reference, but you go off the screen to the right and you show up on the left-hand side of the screen. If it were a sphere that did that, then what's outside the sphere is a question. So I do believe our universe is infinite, and so we can say that. Then we can also say you can go back in time very far, and why not go back in time all the way? And that's a little tricky because I think time has always existed. So if forever goes back in time, forever, then you have great possibilities, because if you believe in God, or you believe in the universe being able to do, being very ancient and whatnot, it can do hopefully the right thing, and there's a good chance that we're on course for something really great. Although we see in the news some awful stuff, and that may be us, as people, being imperfect or whatever it is. But what I was saying is that Forever Back in Time gives you possibilities. Like my take on it is that the universe got it very right, meaning it had forever to prepare for us, and got it very right. We may have gotten some things wrong. I don't know. Some things go wrong. I mean, it seems like that in the news. But I'm not trying to give you a false sense of security, but maybe a sense that things are better than they seem when we see the news and we hear the news and all this. I'm not saying be careless or reckless, no, because that matters. I think we have an amount of free will, inalienable rights, and what we do with that is important. There are boundaries, within bounds is what I often say is important. Go have fun, but do it within bounds. So with forever on our side, hopefully there are great possibilities ahead. And that's just a little bit of science, a little bit of religion, a little bit of faith. It doesn't have to be God that you believe in, maybe a higher power or whatever. I don't know if an atheist would take kindly to what I'm saying, and the scientific community may not like what I'm saying. And then there was a start, I think, to. I imagine there are many universes, and they begin at a certain time, but God has always existed in that universe, and then he wakes up and takes 6 days to build the heaven and the earth, and then rests on the seventh day, is what I was taught to believe. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Let me pause. The other thing I wanted to talk about is perhaps it's inevitable that Ocean Nations does actually come to fruition, because with overpopulation, war is not the answer. Killing off people or whatever. That'll be probably evident to people sooner or later. That we can expand onto the oceans and have enough space until maybe we reach space, go out into space. Pardon me. But I don't know if that's such a good idea either. We're on Earth, and we should make the best of it here. Do what we can. So let me take pause again. Let me change the subject yet again to gun violence. I know it's a contentious issue. It's very heartfelt by many. I think that those affected and those that we see affected, the people that see these atrocities happen, violence in general, is just an awful thing. Awful. So, what I was proposing is in schools, have metal detectors, and I know that's an inconvenience, maybe even x-ray machines for book bags and whatnot, and make sure there are no guns or anything violent in these things. And then that could be assisted by a security guards throughout the campus of the school. And of course they would need a thorough background check, and then a psychological check, and maybe a physical exam, make sure they're able to deal with physically someone that has a weapon or something. They could deal with them well. Maybe some sort of test to see how they do regarding a situation that is unknown to them, and they have to overcome or subdue someone attacking a school. I think this is necessary. Now, this is just a school. We have so many institutions and whatnot, and so many places, and so we need good police, good agencies working around the clock, I guess is how it goes. And I think we need possibly more police, and maybe they need more pay, but they may need to be screened even better, so they're better at finding these people that would do us harm in society, so we feel safer, we are safer, and like that. I don't have much more to say. Oh, the bump stock just seems like we're asking for trouble. I know, it might be nice to, for some people to possess it, is what they think. Well, if I have it, But if you have someone in society running around that's a madman or that is a little off kilter or whatever, a weapon like that could do more harm than, even if you have one, there could be more than one. And, it just doesn't make sense to have these weapons. I mean, unless we're talking in a war zone. And I don't agree with war. I think that there should be a better answer. Find peace, find a peaceful way, discourse, talk it out, settle it. There's always an answer on paper, a treaty, a peace accord, a summit, something. Um, so that's how I feel about that. There's always an answer there. Although we may disagree on certain issues, there's something that will, I believe in divinity, and if we look, we'll find the answers we need. That's how I look at things. So, I mean, I went through a process of analyzing the universe, and I may or may not have got it right, but I've come to my own conclusions, and I'm not going to speak at length about them. They're sort of personal or private. But I do believe that divinity reveals what we need to know to solve any given issue or any problem. Okay, I'm going to go. This is getting long. So have a great day, and I hope good things happen for you. And then also you have fun and happiness and whatever acceptable pleasures, things that are within bounds. So have a good day. Bye.